Hello, my name is Candace, and I am here to talk about the nutrition in Cameroon. Okay, sorry. So I just really quickly, I just want to let you know why I chose Cameroon. So as you can see, I did my ancestry DNA, and I am 33% Nigerian, 22% Cameroonian, Mali, Ivory Coast. Um, and this lady that here, she's from Cameroon. So she's like a mom to me. And so it's like that's my connection, call her mom or sister or whatever. So I just wanted to kind of show my inspiration for trying to, for trying to learn more about, some of the my genetics and my roots and what's going on in Cameroon. Oh, and this is Miss Virginie, excuse me, Virginie Manga. But sweet woman, awesome, uh, love her to death. So some quick things that are going on in Cameroon. Population 23 million, and 44 million of those are in need. Um, Especially 2.3 million children, women, disabled, and actually leaves about close to 300,000 men that still need attention, um, and 32% malnourishment, continuing malnourishment. Um, a lot of the people are in the northern part of Cameroon. Um, these are the places where war is and all the different things are happening. So it is definitely affecting um, the nutrition status of people there. Most of the country, the South is actually not too bad, but these areas are the most where the most need is. The most pressing social problems, again, COVID-19. Um, and there was already a lot of war and political unrest, but COVID-19 made everything a lot worse, especially, around the world. But we also have the political unrest and different things. Boko Haram, I know you heard about the girls being, the schoolgirls being kidnapped in Nigeria. But if you don't know, Nigeria and Cameroon are right next to each other. So that area, on the northern area of Cameroon and Nigeria, and all the area is affected by Boko Haram, and it's a few other um, groups of jihadists and things like that that are bothering people and making it hard for refugees. And also, there's Anglophone, Francophone battles. So, Anglophone would be the English speakers, and Francophones are the French speakers. And there's like, it's think about the South and the North and how there's a difference. I mean, obviously, we don't battle like that anymore, but it's like Civil War, the North against the South. But there's a lot of hate towards um, the Anglophones, and so they want to actually break off and be their own place, be their own country, or rule themselves. And also, there's gender and sexual orientation inequality, natural disasters, floods, drought, corruption. Corruption is sometimes corruption is going to keep um, keep those areas from getting nutrition. Whether they're pocketing the money or, saying I'm going to help, or not pursuing the people that are causing trouble. And sanitary water. The majority of Cameroon, there's that's more of a bigger issue, like all widespread with sanitary water. Because again, that's you don't want to get sick. That's a whole nother thing that's going to help mess up your nutrition, especially if you can't keep down food or you have diarrhea. So sanitation is a big one that can affect the health. So the nutrition-based issues with children, stunting. Stunting, that's two deviations under the average. for height, and and that's going to be caused by malnutrition. So if mom's not breastfeeding, or just not the child's not getting the proper nutrition, and again, if they're using bottles and the water's not right, the child's going to get sick. Um, and then then the child needs extra nutrition, of which is not available. So it's just a vicious cycle. And so some places you can get the vitamin A supplementations, and only 14% of the people are getting that. 39% exclusive breastfeeding, and 48% early breastfeeding. So again, their numbers have increased a little bit, but it's still not where it needs to be. So cultural issues impacting nutrition. Again, the war, turmoil, um, agriculture, farmers forced to abandon their farms. Um, those in the vicinity that would get food from those farmers, they're going to be losing out. And cattle stolen. Somebody, they're just hungry. They're stealing the cattle, but they don't know how to take care of it, and just going to eat it, and that's food loss. Decreased production in the food, and it's just going to make the food rise. We see a little bit of that here in America, northern area is where you have the majority of refugees, and the pink areas are the displaced peoples. You know, so it's from Nigeria as well. So up here, so these are the areas that are most affected, are going to be and that are going to be affected by minimal supplies and war. So people are already hungry, and then you add more people, it's just going to strain the area. And so then again, going back to the agriculture, these in that area where all of the issues are happening. But also, if you look at 110 to 180 days, so if it's a short period, any kind of upheaval and unrest is going to affect it. So rice, peanuts, sesame, cotton, sheep, cattle, all that in that area, especially with the growing season, if someone's unable to tend to those zones, that's just totally going to affect everything, the nutrition of everyone in that area. And again, we've got crops, we've got corn, peanuts, so all these different areas. The high Guinea zone, savannas, western high plateaus. I don't know what that's doing now. I apologize. But humid forests, mono and bimodal rainfall. So that's going to definitely, they're going to have flooding in those areas. So any of the climate issues are going to affect these areas, thus affecting our agriculture and affecting people and nutrition. So the WWF has tried to help. They want to end hunger, achieve food security. They've got lots of goals to ensure availability and sustainable management of water, combat global change, its impact, protect and restore, promote sustainable use of terrestrial ecosystems. So again, as you can see, flooding. There's crops here. This man has crops, and now he doesn't. That water's just going to destroy it. It could be mold. So we got to make sure we can have some kind of drainage, or drought resistant crops, or flood resistant crops, and that's what they want to do in those areas. COVID-19, that's a big one. That's prevalent everywhere. It is a threat to the national food security and agriculture production. It's just a really, really big deal. It's caused, like, the water, and then we talked about the water supply. So a lot of things were, in the works, but then once COVID hit, they got canceled or postponed. So that's jobs, that's fresh water, and you obviously need fresh water for COVID to wash your hands, and that's just a whole nother issue on top of what's already going on. And the HWO and UNICEF partnering to increase vaccination rates at different things like games, soccer games, and stuff like that. But again, COVID is just a big monkey wrench in everything. And what are some of the solutions? We have the FAO, and their Food Security Cluster Emergency Center for Transboundary Animal Diseases. That one is something kind of new. Well, not, I won't say new, but emergency So one of the things, so some animals can get COVID and pass it on to humans. So a lot of this, they want to try to stop that. We want to, we obviously don't want to spread it person to person, but then you got animals. You got people got to be around animals to help them, especially, uh, you know, people have to be around animals, especially, if they're like livestock. And you want to keep these animals healthy so everybody else can be healthy, all the workers can be healthy. Again, one infection can just take out a whole everything. I think there was a whole Smithfield pig production company in here in America that had to shut down and destroy a lot of things because of COVID. Action Hunger Network, Action Against Hunger, nutrition programs, sanitation hygiene programs, work programs, UNICEF and the UN. Um, you need money. Money is just really, really important. You got to have money to help people, and whether it's food or infrastructure. WASH, WASH, that's the water, sanitation, hygiene. Again, hygiene and sanitation. It's important to nutrition. Washing your hands, cooking your food properly, with proper water. Again, if you have children, babies, making the bottles with proper water. Again, breastfeeding, and rural development strategy. That's the some of the places that are still good. You want to make sure they have the right education to produce food properly, get the best yield. And so that's what these people here in the picture are doing. They're learning about getting the best yield from WWF. And so we really also, there's a lot of stuff going on there, but note, breastfeeding is up in the Amida region in the far north. So remember, the far north is where all of the issues are. And it's, if you can't, again, if the sanitation is bad, breastfeeding is it's going to help nutrition. Very important. Get moms enough to eat so they can breastfeed the children and keep them healthy. Nutritional involvement from UNICEF, 118,000 ages 16 to 23 months dealing with benefiting from fortification. You got wasting, kids being treated for wasting, vitamin A, folic acid, family planning. I put that in there because that has to do with girls not having babies early. Because again, if you're, very young, you're not even halfway considered finished growing. You need your nutrition to grow and develop properly. And if you're having babies early, that's just going to affect your nutrition and then your children's nutrition. So you just that's why that's there, because family planning, especially for those groups, can affect the nutrition. And he has another mouth to feed. And then WASH and UNICEF, again, helping appropriate safe facilities, supplies, hygiene services. That's really pretty much what we need, what needs to happen. And those are my references. So I'm just going to end on a good note because I love those smiling faces. Thank you. Have a good evening.